Hey guys, how's it going? It's been kind of hot. It's Tuesday actually, and I didn't work over the weekend because it was just so hot. So I was here actually yesterday working in the garage, and this is what I did. The 68 Camaro's gone, and you know what? Let me just rewind, okay? Take a look at this. Hey guys, how's it going? Well, it's empty. And there it is. I just loaded up onto the trailer, and I'm dropping it off to my buddy. And he's gonna do the deluxe interior and things like that. But I just wanted to show it to you before it goes. That was a neat little project. You know, it was a little more than I expected, but it worked out good. The car got done. Now it's gonna go back on the road after being off the road probably for about 25, 30 years. You know, so I think it's a cool little car. It really is. I think it'll make my buddy happy, whatever he decides to do with it. But I just wanted to thank you for taking this ride with me and sticking with me until the car was finished. I appreciate it. So I'm not posting this video today. I'm going to post this video tomorrow. I'll tag it along with another video because I'm going to get to work on Toasty tomorrow. So I'm just going to combine the two because this video is going to be so short. But I just wanted to keep you posted where we were. I'm going to drop that car off. Then I'm going to pick up another project that I have that I picked up a few months ago. But I'm not going to start on it until this is done. This car right here is all stock. The next car I build is going to be nothing close to being stock. You know, maybe just, you know, the appearance of the car, but that's it. You know, it's going to be the furthest from stock, I should say. So it all depends on what direction I'm going to go with it. I'll show it to you. And I'm really game for anything on this car, honestly. It doesn't really matter to me. You know, if I could be creative, I'd like to be creative. If I could step out of my comfort zone a little bit, I don't mind that. So I'm going to drop this car off, and then I'll be back with my next little project after this one, and we'll see where it goes. You know, it's going to be I think it's going to be a cool build, and this is going to be something I'm probably going to keep for a while and just have a lot of fun with it, and, you know, push it on down the road, you know, because like I say, if I keep a car, I can't afford to do another car, you know, because they're just so expensive, and I enjoy building them. So, you know, one kind of funds the other one. It just kind of keeps me rolling, and it allows me to build these little projects and stuff, you know, and I hope you enjoy them. All right, so I'm going to drop this car off, and I'll see you in a little bit. All righty. Okay, I'm back. So that's what I did yesterday. I'm going to show you that car. I'm actually going to show you that car that I'm going to get to work on Toasty. And, you know, for a lot of people that are wondering why we call it Toasty is because it was in a garage fire, and it was pretty well toasted. So I'm going to start on that, but I want to show you this project right here. I think it's going to be a cool little project, but you guys take a look. Let me know what you think. I'll go over this car at the end of the day. I just want to get a few hours on Toasty because it's just so hot out, so I'm starting late afternoon. Just try to like kind of stay away from the hot part of the day, I guess. But that car right there, I think it's going to be a cool car. That you can't get any more closer to stock than that car right there. And that car is going to be anything but stock when it's done. It's just what direction I take it in. I was really thinking about building a car for it's called a fast class, I guess it's called. Factory appearing stock tire car. It's so basically that is just an all stock car, and you put the biggest motor you can in it and you try to make it look like it's all stock. Cool class, looks like a lot of fun. Or, that's almost like the cookie cutter car to me again, and I don't really want to go that route, I don't think. So now I'm thinking, maybe seeing that this car is actually a 6-cylinder. Like I said, we'll go over the whole car. That car runs and drives. So, and I know there's one person that's really going to hate me for doing what I'm going to do to this car. And Mark, I apologize. But what I'm thinking about doing with that car is maybe doing an LS with a Pro Charger on it. And, just make it really cool. Try to pump as much power as I can into it. I know nothing about Pro Chargers. I know nothing about LS motors or anything like that. So what I meant by stepping out of my comfort zone a little bit, I think for me to start going down that avenue of LS or, Pro Charger or Turbo is let me kind of stick with the car that I know at first and try to get familiar with either the LS or the wiring, all that stuff, in a car that I'm familiar with, just to kind of ease myself into this and then see how it comes out. And if it's successful, maybe try something else. All right, so I'm gonna get started on Toasty, and we'll talk about that. And you guys think about it. There's gonna be a lot of people that are gonna cringe that I'm gonna maybe LS it or whatever I'm gonna do to it, but I'll do it very tastefully, and I can kind of think outside the box. So, alrighty, enough talking. I'm gonna get started on Toasty, and here we go. I just want to show you something here. This was that a light switch. When you pull them out, the way to get these out is just push this button in, and it slides right out. That allows you to put this in here, so you can screw it into the dash. So I'm going to do that now, and then I'll show you once it's all done. I'll show you how it came out, or hopefully how it came out. Alrighty, let's get going. Alright, I want to show you what I was doing under there. Right here. Because you have to ground your wiper switch and your headlight switch has got to be grounded. So what I did was, there's usually a plate that it'll clip on from one to another, like they kind of share the ground, but you have to ground them. So what I did was, I didn't have it, so I made a jumper wire right here, which just grounds these two, and it grounds the harness. So that's what I was doing under there. So, and as far as the headlight switch, this right here, all you do, you push it in, and that's it. It's all set to go. So what I'm going to do now is, I'm going to finish wiring up the harness and hopefully these gauges. Oh, and just keep plugging along. Alrighty, here we go. When it's just too hot out. Alright, back to work. Until I get the plastic housing for this, I'm going to just tape it up, because I know what'll happen. I'll forget about it, and it'll be a dead short. Sorry, I'm going to edit this out of this video because it shouldn't take me 20 minutes to plug in a light bulb. Alright, let me show you where we are right now. I got the gauges in, all mounted and everything. Here's your neutral safety switch. You know, if your car doesn't, a lot of people do is, if the neutral safety switch goes bad, they run a jumper wire right here. They just jump it from one side to the other. And that eliminates the neutral safety, so it'll start whether it's in gear, whether it's not in gear. So, I mean, if your neutral safety switch goes bad, I guess that's the way to jump it out. You know, you got your light, your feeds, and here is for your ashtray light right there. You know, so I still haven't done that yet. Still haven't done the glove box door yet. I could never get them in. They always fight me. And I think that's probably going to be the last thing I do in this car. But that's pretty much it right here. I think I'm going to stop for a little bit because it just gets so hot. Let me show you how hot it gets in this garage sometimes. Here's a tire marker. It's melted. I mean, that's how hot it gets in here. For some reason, it's, I guess with all this up here, and I have a fan, I have an attic fan, but it just gets so hot. So I'm just gonna, each day, probably for the next couple of days, I'm just gonna work in the garage for a few hours, just to keep moving ahead because it's getting there. Once I finish up everything inside here, which is really close. I have the seats for this car. I have the deluxe houndstooth seats for the front. I mean, really, I have very little to do inside the interior here. I have the glove box door, the liner, a few other things, but it's actually probably maybe another few hours I can button up the interior if I have everything, and I think I do. So, and then from there, I'm just going to move right along out over here. I got my shroud right there. I'm going to move right along, right out to here. I'm going to start running the lines, hooking up everything. And the brakes have to get done. I got to put new shocks in the car. And we should really start to get this car done very, very soon. So, you know, I went on the day with It's Hot. And another thing I want to tell you guys is you guys really made this channel grow. I mean, you know, every time I look at it, it's just more and more, you know, more and more people that just want to hang out and watch. So I really appreciate it, you know. So I'm not talking into my phone, you know, for nothing. There's actually people that I'm talking to, you know. So I guess I don't have to go see a psychiatrist. But I have to say thank you so much. This is really your channel. You guys are growing it. You guys are you're really growing it fast, actually. And I want to thank you very much for that. And, you know, and my niece also, Melissa, you know, thank you so much for your friends, you know, and for your help and your friends' help in helping this channel grow. I mean, that's it. You know, just thank you. I mean, I don't even know what else to say. Thank you very much. So, as always, you know, wait a minute. We didn't go over the blue car. It needs every body panel, but it's still a pretty solid car. It's a great car for me to work with. I mean, I have all, you know, I'm sure you've seen this hanging on the wall. All that there. I have those fenders over there. I generally like to, if I can, use all GM metal because it's just, it's no aftermarket panel lines up as good as a GM panel. The reason why I'm going to go with aftermarket panels is for weight. You know, the fenders are just so much lighter, the aftermarket panels and everything like that. Even the glass. You know, I'm going to get an aftermarket glass which is lighter than the original glass. So I'm very weight conscious. To me, weight is horsepower. So let me show you the hood. Hold on one second. Let me put the phone down. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Here it is. This is actually a running and driving car. It's going to be a shame to take this car apart and modify it a little bit, I guess. But, you know, this car's been a 6-cylinder car its whole life. You know, let's give it a little more, like, I guess, pizzazz. So I just think this car right here is the perfect car for me to try to step out of my comfort zone a little bit. So whether I do an LS Turbo, whether I do a big cubic inch big block, which would put me right back into that cookie cutter car that I'm always building that I want to kind of get away from. You know, I want to try to do an LS if I can, and I guess we'll learn together. But I didn't want to end the day without telling you about the blue car. You know, if you look back in some of the videos that I have, you can see how I got this car. I worked it out kind of on a trade with some other cars, and I didn't know what I was going to do with it until just recently I started getting an idea of what I want to do to it. Either way, I'm going to do a roll cage in the car, but it's going to be I want to try to keep this car very tastefully done if I can, and very subtle, within reason. You know, if I go with the Fast Series car, it's a stock looking 69 Camaro. But if I go with an LS car, then I can just let my imagination run wild. So, but I didn't want to end the day without at least telling you about this car. And you can look back at some of the videos where I got this car. I guess it was probably about 4 months ago, maybe 3 months ago. But yeah, but I kind of have an idea now, I think, what I'm going to do with this car. But alrighty, I didn't want to end the day without at least telling you guys about this car and some of the ideas that I have. And if you guys have any ideas, I'm always open ideas. Okay, so alrighty, so now we'll end the day. I hope you enjoy these videos, and thank you very much for watching, and take care of yourselves.